Test, test, test. Hello, 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 hello. Hi all and welcome to another edition of Midday Market Review by TraderCast Live, trading key trading levels and trading setups for popular markets. My name is Phil and I'll be your presenter today. Okay, I'll wait for a couple of more minutes for people to come in and join us, and then we can do the normal routine. Let me just see if we are live here somewhere. Brilliant. Are we up and running? Ah, we are. I'll just say hi. Hi all. Hi all, hi all, hi all. Brilliant. Okay. So, where are we now? For those of you who haven't seen me before, my name is Phil and I'll be your presenter today. If you're looking for a community, check out TraderCast.com. If you're looking for the education, my trading skills is also available for you. Plenty of courses are free. Check them out, see how we teach. This is a little bit about myself and what I've done. Over the past 10 years, I had the privilege of speaking in front of various different industry events. And I had the privilege of teaching some people how to trade. Some of them were brand new, some of them were experienced, and they needed the help with a specific area of their trading activity. That brings me to a disclaimer. Anything I show here is my experience and my opinions only. Basically, this is what I think it's practical application of what a novice trader should be able to do. There is no complicated setups or strategies. This is just a basic price action, and since I don't have the indication of your personal investment and trading objectives, I might be showing you some live trades. I do not want you to think that this is advice. This is basically trading financial markets, a real-time, a practical application of how to do it, in my opinion. Anyway, current open positions, none. I have nothing open. I was away for about 7 days, and I'm only back. Yesterday, markets were closed for the Memorial Day, and also we have a funny economic calendar this week because we have US non-farm payroll numbers coming up on Friday. We have a few central bank speakers, but a big event is scheduled actually for Friday with US non-farm payroll. And also today we received Eurozone inflation figures which showed 8.1. So that was a big market trigger as well. So I have nothing open, but I would be looking to possibly get in some trades. So if I do have anything open during today's session, which could last 50 or 60 minutes, I will let you know and I'll update it here. But at the moment, nothing open currently. From the top 5 things we should know before we start trading. The first one we should mention is oil. Oh, actually, sorry. Let me just see if I can maybe switch my news feeds on. I don't know if that's working or not. But oil embargo was
Player refreshed.
here we go. So if anything comes up, we'll be able to hear. But stocks and US equity futures slipped as Eurozone inflation accelerated to fresh all-time high, intensifying the debate that European Central Bank is about to rapidly increase interest rates. S&P 500 contracts were down about 0.6%, and those on the Nasdaq 100 slipped 0.3. Euro Stock 600 index was set to halt 4 days of gains, with retail stocks among the biggest drags on the market. That's a very quick summary. The important thing, Biden, Fed, Russian troops advance, strategic city, Severodonetsk, Eurozone inflation new high, German unemployment falls, UK Prime Minister in danger as lawmakers conclude he'll cost them votes. Oil bull run continues as EU agrees to ban most Russian oil. Okay, so that's very quick kind of a news summary. I'm gonna stop now. But a top 5 things we should know today is oil embargo. European Union leaders agreed yesterday to pursue a partial ban on Russian oil as part of the 6th package of sanctions. So that's a big thing. Crude oil was pushing higher. It was trading almost to 120 earlier on. Biden-Powell meeting. So Joe Biden will hold a rare meeting with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Tuesday due to highest inflation in decades, which has angered Americans and hurt his standing with voters ahead of midterm elections. They will discuss the state of the American and global economy, according to the White House statement. The important thing is that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is also scheduled to join the meeting. That's it. The other thing that is also important for us to know is that US unemployment on Friday. We'll talk about all of that in a minute or so. Okay, so let me just see. So this is all streaming okay. This is all streaming okay. Now, a couple of things to talk about. First things first. Let's start with a few equity indices, and then we can move on. On Friday, we'll talk about. We can move on to other stuff as well. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is Dow Jones, and Dow Jones appears to be pulling to a decent support. So we have, in a daily time frame, we have a fairly severely selling pressure here. Key trading level on the upside is at 33,660 or thereabouts. So that's the initial area of interest, initial resistance up here. Breakouts above that level would open the way for a squeeze higher towards 33,980, 34,000, and then the cluster of these lows here from 21st of January, these lows here from 18th of March, and then these lows at 34,280. So that is a fairly significant area of resistance. Bulls, on the other hand, are saying this is only a corrective pullback, and what bulls are waiting for, they're waiting to see if the price breaks from here higher. They would likely be putting a stop below and looking to take profit. Alternatively, we see a loss of this kind of lows here, then the next level of interest is at 32,667. So I could be looking for a short-term scalp ahead of the open. US markets are opening in about 16 minutes time. I have nothing open at the moment, but I have a feeling that US equities could surprise to the upside. from the intraday point of view. So if I open this up in a shorter term time frame, some of you who've been around for a while will recognize this as a nice consolidation here. And this type of consolidations, they have the tendency to spike to the upside. So this is the first 15-minute candle that looks like a bullish engulfing. Now there's a little bit of a retracement. Let's see if we get anything like that. And then that area there would likely from the scalping point of view be of interest. 32,990, 32,970. So maybe a pullback to that and the rally from there, or a breakout from here and a gradual move higher. But either way, possibly move to the upside. That's where we are with the Dow Jones at the moment. Nothing open yet, just waiting. The other thing that we can talk about is Nasdaq, and Nasdaq is coming into a nice resistance area here. This zone up here is definitely of interest. Are you guys looking at anything yourselves? Is there anything of interest? Do you need anything covered? Yet again, a very similar situation here with Nasdaq. It appears to be pointing to a consolidation here, and this type of consolidations, they have the tendency to break to the upside. So they have the tendency to do something like this. Early days yet. US markets are opening in about 13 minutes, but as long as 12,560 support holds, so cluster of these previous highs, lows. Also I can do a basic fib from here to here. It's in that zone up to 50% of the retracement. So I would be paying a special attention to what happens here. Nothing open just yet, but it looks like it could break to the upside. Hey, hi, how are you? Are you looking at anything? Good to see you back. I'm going to slurp my coffee now. The other thing that's of interest is mainly in currencies, because of the next week's European Central Bank meeting. Euro sterling is moving quite nicely. Um, the Today, earlier on, we got a Eurozone inflation reading, which came in quite hot, 8.1%. So the market's expectations are that Federal Reserve, European Central Bank, would quite likely hike rates next week. Now, there's a big debate. They're saying because European Central Bank is lagging behind Federal Reserve and Bank of England, they should be hiking by 50 basis points. So if they do something smaller, maybe 25 basis points, that could be disappointing for the market, and then we could see a sell-off. That sell-off could possibly be triggered if we see a push lower and a loss of 84.50, 84.50, so something like this. Then that could open the way for a push lower. Some people who are still bearish euro might be looking to short sell. We do use take profits down here towards 82. 82 again. Alternatively, if they do hike by 50 basis points, I don't think this is priced in just yet. But the logic would say that euro sterling, euro sterling could break out to the upside towards 86.30, possibly even 87 on the upside. In that case, most of the bullish traders would be looking to buy above 85.60 with the stops at 85, so about 60 point of risk for a potential take profit at 87, which is about 140 points of gain. So not the best risk to reward ratio, but something like that would be of interest for them. Today this is not really moving that much. It's going sideways, so I'm just leaving it for the time being. Euro dollar, on the other hand, is oh, here we go. Did I miss it? 8 minutes. 8 minutes to open. 8 minutes to open. So let me see. Where am I now? So it did come down to here, and look, it's bounced. Not so sure just yet. I'm gonna leave it for now. It could be a day with no trades for me. It could be a day with no trades for me. Plus, we have a Jubilee in UK as well, or bank holidays towards the end of the week. So that could be impacting sterling trades. Hey Caraldo, lovely to see you. Goldmaster, Said, Hamid, Patrick, Eladio, Lisa, anybody else? Test. Yes, this is working. It's all fine. The other thing that we could talk about is euro dollar very quickly. Lovely to see you. Goldmaster, Said, Hamid. Okay, this is good. So euro dollar. What should we do with euro dollar? Euro dollar created this oversold bounce back, which now resembles a rising wedge. And they have the tendency to break to the downside. They have the tendency to break to the downside. So if we see a breakout above here, then the next level of interest is at these lows, 108.60, possibly 109.
We're getting a report here from the Deputy Treasury Secretary noting the Biden administration is actively considering what to do regarding Trump-era tariffs on Chinese goods. So this is the Deputy Treasury Secretary Ademo currently speaking on CNN. The Biden administration currently considering what to do regarding the Trump-era tariffs on Chinese goods.
Thanks. Are you bullish from that kind of monthly low? So euro dollar appears to be pulling back to this support, and then we could see a spike higher. That will be counter trend.
Further from Ademo, the administration is thinking through tariffs rule in creating a level playing field for American firms.
The bearish scenario would look like this: sell off, sell off, sell off, and then a retest from underneath.
Adding as well that Biden's top priority is lowering prices.
And then a big push lower. And a big push lower. So something like that would be a kind of a bearish scenario. But let's see. We have 4 minutes to US Open, and I can see Nasdaq is trying to push higher, S&P is trying to push higher. So US indices are looking bullish at the moment.
Just under 3 minutes away now to the bottom of the hour, so we hit the US cash equity open for the first time this week.
Yeah, that's another thing. The US markets were closed yesterday, so where are we now? S&P. Nasdaq. Dow 32,000. See, I've missed it. I've missed my little entry here. Ian, yeah, short-term bullish. Yeah, good. Good luck. Good luck, Ian. So let's see how the markets open. There's a nice development in gold as well. Gold is coiling. Gold is coiling as well. And then crude oil is just pushing high. Look. If you remember, we talked about that European Union, EU partial oil ban. Just a one-sided trade now. This is not just supported by technicals. This is supply and demand story now. So we have 121, 122.30, 125, 126.80. It's very, very bullish. Crude oil is very, very bullish. Okay, we are at the open. We are at the open. So as long as 116 level holds for crude oil, bulls are in charge, potentially opening the way for a push higher towards 126. Loss and a daily close below 116.60, 116.50 could change the outlook, potentially opening the way for a deeper retracement towards 114 to the downside. But let's see. Okay, here we go. Dow is retracing all the gains. This is only a 5-minute chart, guys. This is only a 5-minute chart. But I have nothing open. I have nothing open. I have my ticket ready. Nothing open. See, I don't like the fact that this was a good buy. The first little dip for a literally scalp, 3-5 minute scalp. This is not good now. Indices update on Reuters. Live squawk. Pre-market Apple down 0.4. Wow. So maybe it's time to reassess this. Are you guys looking at anything else? Anybody else? I have nothing open at the moment. I have nothing open at the moment. I'm between buying at 32,920. If you can perform a fake break, yeah, that would be a good one. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. nothing really going on at the moment. Dollar yen, this is another one. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. That's another one worth watching. This is the 4 hourly. So if we do see breakout here, which could be triggered by that meeting by Biden and Powell later on.
ECB's costs on the wires at second round or indirect effects are not yet materializing in the euro area. 10 minutes away now until the US Chicago PMI release for May. 55.0 expected versus a power 56.4. Range seen according to Reuters today at 54.0 to 59.5. Costs as well, noting the latest data on wage settlements pointing to employees bearing a considerable loss of purchasing power in the recent quarters.
Yeah, dollar yen possible continuation towards 120, 29.40, 130 thereabout. That's a good level. Pullbacks as well to 128 would be bought. 128.40 would be likely bought, or something like this. Pullback and then rally from there. Because you have low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So there's a trend line. It can also be a fib there. But yeah, nothing really happened just yet.
That's further from the costs here that, however, if inflationary pressures persist, they're more likely to feed into wage negotiations and trigger second round and indirect effects on inflation.
I'm just scanning to see if there is really anything going on, but no, nothing. Nothing here in the news. Canadian GDP quarter on quarter 3.1, forecast was 5.2. Canadian dollar weakened. European Central Bank's Kazimir, I expect a 25 basis point rate hike in July, but open to discussing 50 basis point move possibly in September, given record inflation. He also said a short recession in some Eurozone countries is possible this year, but a recession for the entire bloc is very unlikely. I disagree with that. I disagree. The EU's Russia oil ban will be inflationary for all nations. Yes, it will, because if you're doing that, that pushes the oil price higher, and that has direct impact on everything else. ECB, 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 Canadian, Canadian, Canadian. Stocks and US equity futures fell on Tuesday while bonds fell as Eurozone inflation accelerated to new all-time high, escalating the debate at the European Central Bank.
Further from DeCoste, noting that the natural interest rate is relatively low in the euro area, hovering around or slightly above 1%.
Over how quickly interest rates should be increased. European Union agreed to pursue a partial ban on Russian oil. Brent crude oil rose above 120 per barrel.
So DeCoste as well, noting that would suggest until these levels are reached, monetary policy stance will continue to be expansionary, at least from a long-term perspective.
Higher energy and food prices are keeping pressure on global prices and squeezing consumers. In May, Eurozone consumer prices rose 8.1% year-on-year, exceeding the 7.8 median estimate in Bloomberg survey. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the acceleration was driven by food and energy. Interesting one. On a phone call with President of Zambia, China's President Xi says
DeCoste
he
noting in
will
order for the US to
encourage
adopt gradual normalization approach, it is essential inflation expectations remain anchored at the 2% target.
more Zambian products, particularly high-quality agricultural products, to enter the Chinese market. The same stories are repeating. There's
So 3 minutes
really
now to release of the US Chicago PMI for May, 55.0 expected again. DeCoste as well, noting not optimal to pre-commit to any specific interest rate path, much less so in the current uncertain context.
I don't know if you've noticed some media coverage of, I believe, Top Gun. A movie is banned in China because a jacket used in a movie, or Maverick jacket, had a Taiwanese flag on it or something. So Bloomberg and CNBC are saying this is the Hollywood way of rebelling against the Chinese censorship. And then some other people are saying this is the sign of things to come, because what Ukraine is to Russia, Taiwan is to China. And they are closely watching it. Guys, this is not doing anything. Sorry, it's selling off, but it's not doing anything for me. I thought I would buy the dip and the breakout higher, but it's not happening. So
One minute to go now.
let's hear the news, see if that causes the market to react. This is Nasdaq, this is S&P, this is Euro dollar, cable, dollar yen, gold, Dow Jones. And
Ten seconds. 60.3 for Chicago PMI for May. I was ahead of the expected 55.0.
Okay, I just went long with very tight
Again, just
stop.
looking at that beat number there for Chicago PMI, 60.3. That's reaching beyond the upper max limit seen by Reuters of 59.5.
I'll just show you where I am. I could be stopped out of this trade very, very quickly. I could be stopped out of this trade very quickly. It could be a losing trade very quickly. It's only a little scalp. That's where I am with this trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my usual stuff.
So French President Macron here just illustrating that the Russian oil imports to the EU to be cut by 92% by the end of the year.
Get some money out and then move the stop at entry. Let's see if I get few more points out of this trade. Where would I like to take profit? Well, preferably up here if I can. $32,940 thereabout. That would be lovely. But it was a good trade, logical. It's a little bit too early. It's still about 14 minutes early for the reversal, but let's see. It might play out. I don't know. From my mindset at the moment, I feel relaxed. Even if I get stopped out, I'll be stopped out with nothing. But I took some money off the table. So I had 5 contracts here to start with, and I took 2 contracts out of this trade very quickly when this happened and moved the stop loss at break even. So that's the basic premise, very, very basic premise for this scalp. And if the price goes through that and carries on lower, it's fine, absolutely fine. At least I took some money off the table. I took some money out of this trade. Let's see, 32,850. That'll be lovely. It doesn't look as promising as it did initially. US Chicago PMI, Q1 non-Russian actual 60.3, forecast was 55.1. Nothing. I think I could be stopped out here quickly. Don't like this trade anymore. Come on. Yeah, I'm out. So part of the trade was successful. The second part closed with break even, and that's it. I'll go and check this out again. You know, when you see a candle like this, you would expect to see at least a little bit more follow through to the upside, at least another green candle before something happens. But yeah, it was very, very, the positive reaction to
10 minutes away now to the
news.
top of the hour. We do have the US Conference Board Consumer Confidence reading for May with a reading of 103.5 expected versus prior of 107.3. Reuters seeing a range of 100 to 106.6.
So
just an update here from Schultz noting that Germany is sticking to plans to cut Russian oil by the end of the year. So going to the breakdown as well for consumer confidence with a present situation of power of 152.6, expectations previously 77.2. Additionally, the US one-year consumer inflation rate expectation was 7.5% last month, while the hard-to-get jobs index was at 10.6.
So 3 o'clock, in about 10 minutes we could see a reversal there again. We could see attempted reversal again. That yeah, it does happen. I don't want to explain too much because it'll be boring for some people, but so here we go. I'll just go and say I was long Dow at 32,784, closed. I'll say half, but it wasn't half, it was slightly less than a half, at 32,808, and other half at break even. $32,784. So long down. That was a long trade. I'm gonna go green because overall it was profitable one. Let's see. In about 8 minutes we could see a nice reversal higher. We could. It could be triggered by news, or it could be just that we get, you know, first 2 15-minute candles completed and the markets can react to that. Could be. I don't know. It's some of you have who watched this before. You know the combination of my trading is some scalps and then some longer term swings. Well, longer term kind of swings that could be open for a number of hours, sometimes days, sometimes even a week. So it's a combination of different trading styles and different markets as well. So yeah, I think it's better to wait. Okay, guys. Well, look, I've just realized the time. We have about 5 or 6 minutes to 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock my time. It's 10 o'clock US time in the morning. I'll be back with you tomorrow at the usual time. It was lovely talking to you all. I was away for a week. I'm back now. So I'll speak to you all tomorrow at 2 o'clock, the usual time. In the meantime, stay safe, happy trading, and bye for now. Talk to you soon.